My father discovered the exact date of the world's end. My father spent a long time trying to speak to God, and one day he claimed God answered, revealing the day the world would end. He was a physics professor at the State University, but had become deeply involved in the occult over the last few years. He set up an office in our backyard, convinced he had found a clue in the Bible leading to something significant. Isaiah 66:1 has always been clear, my dear Alice, he would say to me, his eyes unnervingly intense. God in the skies, and if science search among the stars, it will find him. His office had a powerful radio with a huge antenna, an optical telescope, and 3 old laptops, operating non-stop with strange software. He was always checking his old wristwatch, as if it were somehow connected to his investigations. My mother always suspected he'd stolen this equipment from the university lab. She was the silent victim of his obsession, trying to remain understanding and patient, hoping he would one day return to normal eventually. My siblings and I, however, were in high school at the time and had grown tired of hearing that our father was nuts. Other kids thought we were eccentric, seeing my dad taking his telescope down the street at dusk, trying to get that best angle of Venus while reading the Bible out loud. Always wearing the same clothes the whole week. I hated it. One day, we all woke at 5 a.m. to his shouting from the garage. He was jumping with excitement over a new signal he had received. It's undeniable proof that he's telling us something. He told us, his hair and beard wild, now untrimmed for months. We thought that maybe he had finally lost his mind. He had found signals before, and they'd always turned out to be satellite noise. So how's the signal, Dad? One of my brothers asked the next morning. He answered nothing, just seriously refilled his coffee and walked back to the garage. We all assumed he had figured out it was another dead end. The day after that, a Saturday, I was really excited about a night birthday party I was invited to. A boy I had a crush on was going to be there. But in the morning, my father called us all to the living room. His face, urgent. No one should leave this house. The world is coming to an end today, he muttered, pacing frantically and checking his wristwatch. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. I did everything to interpret his message, hoping I was wrong. But I fear this was the warning. What do you mean? My mother asked, uneasy. God, honey, he murmured, gripping her shoulders. He showed me signals that prove today is of the highest importance. And how do you know it's the date of the end of the world? One of my brothers questioned. Because the message was undeniable. He is coming, and the Bible clearly states that the end will begin when... Dad, come on. I cut him off, sighing. I have something to do tonight, and I just can't stay here based on this crazy theory of yours. No one is leaving this house today, he commanded, his voice taking on an authority I had never heard before. We must stay together, and he shall save us. Trust me, you'll understand soon, my dear. Frustrated, I tried to argue back to no success. I looked at my mother in search for support, but she was too stunned by the idea that her husband might actually be insane to say a word. I stormed back to my room in a fit of rage and slammed the door shut. This wasn't fair. I wouldn't let my father's madness ruin my night. After dinner, I locked myself in my room and waited until it was late enough for me to sneak out through the window. The party was only 2 blocks away, so I just walked there. And it was fun. My crush and I had the chance to talk for hours, though nothing romantic happened. Around 1 or 2 a.m., I checked my phone. It had been on silent the whole time. There were multiple missed calls and messages from my mom. Dozens of messages like, "Where are you? Pick up the phone. Get here now." I replied, telling her I was only 2 blocks away and on my way back. I knew I'd be grounded for this, but it felt worth it. As I walked home, I kept checking my phone for a response, but her number was offline. I assumed they'd gone back to sleep. When I reached the address, I felt like I'd somehow taken the wrong path. There was nothing there. Just an empty lot, full of dirt and grass, surrounded by what I was certain were my usual neighbors, their houses intact. I retraced my steps several times to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. And I wasn't. This was where my house was, just a few hours ago, and it was no longer there. The doors, the walls, the fence, and everything inside of it had vanished. There wasn't even a trace of wood or debris left behind. It was as if the house had never existed, and nothing had ever been built there. I tried calling my father, mother, and brothers, but their phones were off. I searched the area frantically, desperate for any clue about what had happened. The only thing I found on the grass was my father's wristwatch, the one he used for his strange transmissions, stuck at exactly midnight. Every member of the family was gone, and the truth is, I never saw them again after that day. They were never found. The case of my family's disappearance was in every newspaper in the state for days, mobilizing the entire town in an effort to find them. The neighbors' security cameras didn't capture any movement or anything suspicious that night, except for a strong flash of light around midnight. The same hour frozen on the wristwatch. No one passed by the street. No one saw anything. They simply vanished from this earth, and no clues were given. Then, the feds arrived some weeks later to investigate. Tall men in black suits and dark glasses combed through the area for days, then left without revealing a single word to the public. Strangely, the news stopped covering it the very next day, returning to their usual programming of burglaries and park renovations. Over time, this case was only mentioned in podcasts or mystery YouTube channels. After all that, I went to live with my grandparents, and they took good care of me. But the trauma never faded. A decade has gone by, and no one has found an explanation for my family's disappearance. Now, I'm taking matters into my own hands and sharing the story with everyone I can, determined to uncover the truth, even if too late. Every night, I stare at the sky, wondering if it really was God who took them, or if it was something else. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And we have a new Discord server. It's going to be in the pinned comments below. And also make sure to check the original author out in the description.